This is The World Now, bringing you the latest stories from around the globe. U.S. President Donald Trump has publicly praised the indefinite suspension of Jimmy Kimmel Live by ABC, following remarks Kimmel made about Charlie Kirk's death. Trump also said some TV networks should have their licenses taken away. ABC, owned by Disney, announced on Wednesday evening that Jimmy Kimmel Live will be suspended indefinitely after the Federal Communications Commission threatened action over Kimmel's September 15th monologue. In that monologue, Kimmel had condemned reactions by some conservatives to the assassination of Charlie Kirk, suggesting they were trying to score political points. President Trump reacted on his social media on Thursday, celebrating the suspension and calling Kimmel talentless. He also said the show had bad ratings, while urging other late-night hosts who criticized him to face similar repercussions. Meanwhile, the chairman of the FCC said broadcasters will be held accountable to the public interest. Mass protests erupted across France as hundreds of thousands of workers, union members, and citizens mobilized to reject the government's proposed budget cuts. Union leaders estimated that over 1 million people took part, while the Interior Ministry estimated that there were around 500,000 protesters and that 80,000 police officers were deployed. The protests are against an austerity plan outlined by former Prime Minister François Bayrou, which includes cuts in public spending, possible elimination of holidays, pension adjustments, and trimming benefits. Thursday's strikes follow the Block Everything anti-government protests that took place earlier and come a week after the appointment of new Prime Minister Sébastien Lecornu. A United Nations Security Council resolution that demanded an immediate, permanent ceasefire in Gaza, the release of all hostages, and access to humanitarian aid deliveries was vetoed by the United States on Thursday. 14 non-U.S. members were in favor of the resolution, drafted by 10 non-permanent members, but it was blocked by the U.S. veto, the sixth time Washington has used the measure in the nearly two-year war. The U.S. justified its veto by saying the resolution failed to condemn Hamas sufficiently and did not explicitly recognize Israel's right to self-defense. London Fashion Week kicked off on Thursday and will run through September 22nd. There are 50 catwalk shows, 19 presentations, over 60 side events, and more than 150 designers participating. The British Fashion Council has taken steps to improve designer access, waiving participation fees for official schedule shows, and increasing support, particularly for emerging designers. Early highlights include the runway debut of Maximilian Rayner, who is known for using sustainable materials, such as fabric scraps. 최지희, 아리랑뉴스.